All right. Starry Nights, session 16. Grinkle, it looks like it would be your turn to scribe.
Sounds good.
All right. So let me rotate the order. And Robert, as previous scribe, could you walk us through the events of last time?
Let me quickly do that. Yes, so party finished the combat with druids, and we were victorious. Sorry, just a second. 1 second. Someone is knocking on my door. Just
Yeah, no worries. Give me a chance to drink my tea here.
Nice.
I think he's just shy to talk to the group.
Who, me?
Yes. Yes. So
No, yeah, that's fine.
party finished the combat with druids, and we were victorious. One of druid died as a result, but we captured another one. By looking at their belongings, we realized that they are from some underground druid clan called Deep Rock Grove. We saved Hobgoblin and captured Druid to Orchard. Then Orchard kind of questions them, and he says that he wants us to save the remaining 5 of his people. Then we ask Orchard what to do with the prisoner. With the prisoner Druid, he just wanted to execute it. Her, the girl, but we convinced him that we would question her instead. We talked to her and kind of tell her that she doesn't have a lot of options. She will be killed unless she cooperates, and she basically starts cooperating. She starts talking. We convince her to help us lead us to captive hobgoblins, because that's the way how she can save herself, and she probably can save a lot of other people. And then, before we move, Nil has a beautiful moment with her. He shows her night sky she has never seen before, and she's very impressed and cries a little bit. She has a little bit of like crisis of faith, because she never knew that the sky and the outside is so beautiful, and druid, their head druid, was telling them otherwise. Yeah, that we bond over it with her a little bit, and then we have a rest and we level up. After that, we go together to the caves, and she helps us borrow 6 to 60 feet down, and we want to go and save those hobgoblins.
Alright, yeah, and we just entered the cave. Alright, thank you for that recap. So, it is the 4th of autumn. It's probably about 8:30 a.m. at this point. We did travel a little. You have entered the cave area here, and you were about to head forward. I think, who was playing Vale last time?
I was.
Okay, now, I assume you're okay still playing her?
Yeah. I'll probably just make her cast cantrips.
Okay. So, is there any other business we need to do before we start? I think that's everything. What do you want to do?
So, the druid led us to this point, right? And she said, like to the north was towards the prisoners, right?
Yes. Now, the area you came through with the dirt is kind of caved in, because the dirt's soft, so it doesn't always stay. So without her, it might be a little bit hard. And actually, I should just mark it on the map in case it becomes relevant. But without her, it would be a little bit difficult to go back. She did mention that you could go this way, and this kind of would naturally lead back up, but that would also have to go through where the runes are.
Yeah, gotcha. So we'll either have to have her escort us out or face the runes.
Yeah, apparently the Ankhegs don't dig through the solid rock as well as the dirt, so they're kind of limited. Druids as well, at least the normal druids can't dig through stone easily.
That makes sense. Alright, so, alright, well, Druid, lead us away.
She says it's just up ahead. You have to go to the east and north. I don't know how the Guardians will react, though, so you should definitely be careful.
What can you tell us about them? Is there a chance to reason with them? Maybe you can just tell them that we mean no harm if they just let the hobgoblins go. We don't want any bloodshed.
She whispers, well, maybe they'll probably say that they have to have the elders or one of the elders come speak with you. I don't think they'll just give them up. And if they do attack you, I don't want to see any of them die, and there would be others in the area who might hear the commotion, or Ankhegs that might attack.
Okay.
So just...
Okay, but...
Yeah.
I don't plan killing them unless they attack us, and we'll be gentle, but who knows?
Well, and even if they do attack us, don't fear. I'm very skilled in incapacitating my enemies instead of killing them.
Alright, well, I hope so. But it would be in everyone's best interest if you could deal with the Elder rather than just force them to release the prisoners. That would definitely mark you as an enemy.
Well, perhaps
Sorry,
we
what-
can use
sorry,
your
what did you say?
negotiations.
You want us to deal with the Elder?
She says to speak
What?
with the Elders rather than... Because I don't think they're just going to release the prisoners. That they're not the ones in charge of the prisoners' fate. They would most
Okay.
likely demand that if they don't attack or try to, stop us, they'd probably ask to have to summon the Elder to speak with you.
What can you tell us about the Elder? Can he be reasoned with? Is it a he?
Sorry, give me one moment. I hope I have this name. She says, well, there's a couple of elders, but those in charge, one is a druid by the name Fedloy, an elf who's very old and has been with us since the days of the Cataclysm and when the fires burned on the surface. And then there's Kavlin, who's a little bit younger human. He's strong-willed and a little bit more compulsive than Fedloy. I think either would be willing to speak. I don't know how you would convince them to release the prisoners, as they did invade our territory. And I know that the elders and the Grove in general have been quite upset with these Irontide since they arrived, due to their digging into the ruins.
You don't think that they would trade the prisoners for you?
She says, I don't know, maybe.
We need to make it look like you're not working with this. I'm gonna tie her back up.
He says, well, my goal is just to figure this all out and maybe peacefully negotiate things. I don't consider myself working with anyone, though obviously I am part of the clan.
What I'm saying is, if they think that you're in danger, they might be more willing to trade you for the prisoners, your life for the lives of the prisoners.
She nods. She says, it would also mark you as more hostile if you were offering my life for theirs, that you had the intent to kill me if they didn't trade. Give me a
Let's hope it doesn't come
persuasion
to
check.
that. Okay.
So she doesn't seem too happy about it, but she says, well, I don't really have a choice. If you wish to tie me back up, I can. It's not like I'm going to struggle at this point.
No, that it's not a good idea. It sets a bad initial tone for our initial meeting.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
what
on a-
sets a bad initial tone for our initial meeting is sneaking in through a back door.
Yeah, but worse is sneaking through a back door with one of their people tied up and carried over our shoulder.
No, not carried over her shoulder, just hands bound. I'm not like hog
Yeah.
tying her.
No, it's a
I
pointless.
don't think it's a good idea either.
No.
Like, if we have a chance to somehow get through it peacefully, I'd rather.
Well, if we wanted to negotiate, shouldn't we have just gone through the main door then? If we were just going to speak with them, I thought we were going to try to do this
Well,
stealth.
there was a whole bunch of runes that we could not get through, right? So
Yeah.
there was a bit of an obstacle to get through the main door. In form of
Does-
those runes.
Does Grinkle have anything to say about this? Or is he just kind of quiet?
No, he's just listening right now.
Alright, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I actually would mention, I'd say, well, let's be honest. If you guys are dead set on trying to, speak with these people and negotiate with them rather than just trying to take the prisoners and escape, I'm probably not the best guy to be doing the talking.
Everyone looks
Yeah.
at Grinkle.
Yes.
Neither am I.
We can still try and get them sneakily, but if there is a confrontation, her being tied up doesn't help our case one bit.
Okay, well, to the request of my two fellow party members, I'll choose to not tie her hands or anything.
I can definitely speak on behalf of the party, she says. You all have shown me that you're not here just to plunder our treasures and resources, so I think, well, I hope maybe with your help I can maybe kind of tell them, that you are honorable. He says, though, honestly, I am not the best at speech either.
I understand.
Let's
Alright,
go.
shall we go?
Alright, well, leave him untied then.
Alright, so go ahead, you guys can move ahead, and I guess I'll delete your background character for now. We'll just say she's with
Okay.
you. I think you do have a light, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Robert does, I believe.
Alright,
Yeah,
so
I think
Robert.
I think the veil cast a light on my shield.
Now, are you trying stealth or are you just walking?
I'm just walking. It's really, what's the point? I'm in all of my armor. Stealthing is just disgrace.
So,
Does this look cracked as it's on the picture?
yeah, so the ground there seems a little cracked. And as you are walking, you would hear voices. Let's see. Yeah, Kaladin, kind of up ahead in this area. Someone says, who's down there? I see your light.
Looks like we've got company ahead. Do you know who that would be? Look towards the druid.
She says, it could be Jacob, one of the guards. I think we should just move ahead and meet them.
Yeah.
Um,
Which way? Here?
She says, yeah,
I think to the right.
East and north.
Okay, but guys, be careful. Don't step on those cracks. I really don't trust the ground here.
Understood.
Alright, so you move around the cracked area. And as
Kind of
you are,
Squeezing here a little bit.
a person kind of walks around the corner coming into view. She's a little startled by you pulling out her staff and says, who goes there? Give me initiative rolls.
Okay.
Alright, so the first act.
You want me to roll for?
Yeah, go
wizard,
ahead
or
and
just keep
pull
them back
pull
in?
Veil out in case this goes sideways.
I'll say she's
'Cause they're
back here.
they're not exactly friendly yet.
She's supposed to be injured.
I don't know.
We had a
No, we
long
had a
rest,
long
right?
rest. I
Oh.
don't think she. Well, she
Yeah, if
was
she
not here,
wasn't-
so probably.
Yeah, if she
Yeah.
wasn't here, she might not have clicked the long rest button. So
I just healed her up.
okay. So the first act is going to be look at that crinkle. So these druids kind of as they see you coming, start to draw their staffs out, but you act first. What are you gonna do?
I run ahead. I say, whoa, 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 hold up.
Run out
We're
front?
we're friends. No, hold on, I got stuck under. Rory, can you move for a second? It's embarrassing.
Over here.
Hey, okay, sorry, yeah, there we go. I guess I'll just run ahead and say, whoa, we're friends here. We got a friend here with us. We come to talk with the leader, with the elder.
Give me a persuasion check.
Ooh, very good.
So she looks a little suspicious, then noticing your druid ally, Tavi. She says, Tavi, who are these people? Are you alright? She says, yes, I'm fine, putting her hand up. She says, these are, well, possible friends of the of our grove. They've come here with some requests. She looks kind of suspicious. She says, requests. They're on our land. What do they want?
We want the prisoners, right? Just to be clear.
Yep.
We've come to negotiate, to strike a deal, but we really only want to talk with the elder.
Give me a persuasion.
By the way, Lou, can you remove my control of Crinkle?
Oh, you still have control? Yeah, hang on.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh. So, she says, negotiate. Negotiate for what? What do we have that you want? And I suppose I could summon the elder.
Yes, like I said, we really only want to. This is matters of grave importance, not mere outer guard status.
Like insulting them as you're asking them to do something for you. Well, she asked, like, what do you... Because you remember, you asked the group or what we're negotiating for. You haven't actually asked them yet. Which I assume was, like, out of character.
That's correct. That was just making sure.
Alright,
What we're negotiating for is the prisoners we want. The prisoners for the druid. Out of character.
Alright, so you kind of say it from the back. So at this point, combat will fade because they're kind of in neutral stance. So she pauses for a moment. Several of the other druids are kind of stepping forward a little cautiously. Haven't put their weapons away just yet. She says they wish to speak to the elder, though they have Tavi with them. They kind of look at each other. Well, I guess we should summon him then. And Tavi says, which one of the elders is near? And they say, Fedloy should be around. I can go summon him and he can speak to you about this. And with that, unless is anyone doing anything?
I don't think so. I think we're just waiting. Kind of following the lead of Tavi here.
Alright. So... the druid, or one of the druids, will suddenly shapeshift, becoming a large Ankheg burrowing into the ground, disappearing from view. The other druid just kind of walks back and says, "You may come in for now. If you wish to see the prisoners, just keep your weapons stowed."
I sort of smirk as I walk forward. Don't worry, I won't draw any weapons.
So you do see.
When this thing happened with her turning into an hag, Rob just turns to the party and says, can they usually do that? I somehow thought that they never anghag? I don't know. It doesn't seem normal.
I'm not sure.
It's not.
What the
Is there any sort of
fuck?
knowledge check we could make to know that?
Yeah, that would be nature. I guess. Yeah, you can make a nature check if you have training.
I don't have training.
So without training,
I do.
you don't know much about druid shapeshifting, though Grinkle, you would know that no, normally druids can only turn into beasts, so the fact that one of these guys could turn into an aghag is a bit abnormal.
They're
Tabby
Keep
will say,
your eyes up, guys.
our lineage allows some of the gifted to change shape into monstrosities, such as aghag. But not all of our numbers can do it. She says, myself included. I cannot assume forms yet. Not sure if I'll ever be able to. It's not an ability all ever develop.
Mm.
All right. So time is gonna pass unless any of you are doing anything.
I don't think so.
All right. So I'll just make some rolls here. Alright, so a few moments later, say like maybe 5 minutes pass or so. Oh, actually, sorry, I need a moment to grab something. Okay. There we go. So a few moments later, the Ankeg will dig out of the ground again, but following her this time is what looks like an old elf. You're not actually sure what type of elf he is. He could be a high elf, but he almost has features that make him look almost like a little bit like a wood elf. So this druid kind of steps forward. He looks to the group. He says, so, you seem to be friends with Tavi, and you've come requesting the release of our prisoners. What exactly are they to you? Are you part of this Iron Tide?
We are not members of the
We're-
Iron Tide. We currently, however, are in negotiations with them, and they have requested that we free the prisoners.
And why is it that you negotiate on their behalf? As I said, what relation do you have with them? Why do you care that we have their prisoners?
Honestly, we want them to go away. We want them to leave. And ironically, those prisoners being here is one of reasons they don't go away. They don't leave their own behind.
Give me persuasion checks, the two of you that spoke.
All right. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, that
So he looks at the prisoners, looks at you, and says, well, it seems we share an interest then, because we have no wish for them to be here either. They've done nothing but desecrate ancient ruins that we have used to draw power from for many generations. And one of the prisoners says, you will not keep the Iron-Tide prisoner. If you do not release us, we will crush you all. And he just kind of looks annoyed at the prisoner, then looks to you and says, these are the people you wish to free?
I'll yell at the prisoners, silence! And I kind of like hold my hand up. Apologies.
Give me an intimidate.
Okay.
He growls, kind of annoyed, but complies.
I'll turn back to the druid leader and I'll say, apologies. These prisoners clearly don't know the position that they're in. We will try our best to be respectful.
He says, well, unlike them, we are not actively trying to kill our enemies. He says, we already lost several druids because of them.
Yes, it's unfortunate. Is there anything we can do to free these prisoners?
Give me a persuasion check. He considers the request. He says, something you could do, eh? He says, I didn't realize you might offer services. And he says, but if you are trying to get these Iron-Tide to leave this place, why not fight against them? Why not join forces? Perhaps both of us working together could get rid of them. And the hobgoblin says, we are the mighty Iron-Tide. We shall not leave this place. We have business here. They work with us. They will not turn against us.
It's sort of like look
Sometimes
with the eyebrow raised.
sometimes there are simpler paths out of solutions, and we'd like to take the easiest way out for everyone. And if that means we help you, you help us, they leave, everyone's happy.
Well, hold on, Gurgle. Great druid leader, with respect, might we converse in private for just a moment?
The hobgoblin raises an eyebrow at this. The druid
That,
says, oh, go ahead.
Just the more suspicious of them just offering to betray us and then moving to another room.
They will not betray us. Why don't we talk in private?
I just want to huddle. I just want to huddle. We don't have
the
to like
druid will kind of nod, and he'll say, keep an eye on them, and he'll kind of walk this way. The other druids say, but Elder, should you be going alone with them? He says, I can handle myself. Do not worry, children. And, alright, so where are we going? Where are you taking him? Like, back to the other area?
We're just like down here. I just don't want to. I want to speak out of earshot of the.
Alright, so the old elf will walk down this way. Oh, did I show his picture? I don't think I did.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool, just from like the little token.
I know he's in a forest background there, but just imagine he's underground.
Yeah.
Alright, so
Badass.
he kind of moves back a bit, looking towards the prisoners and looking towards you and saying, yes, what is it you wish to say in private?
I'll say, I'll be honest with you, I hadn't considered the possibility that you might be an ally against the Iron-Tide. Before, we were under the impression that we didn't stand a chance to defeat the Iron-Tide in combat, so we would work with them and do what they asked us in hopes that we could negotiate with them to get them to leave. I sort of like look to the group. With the help of these druids, we might actually stand a chance.
He says, well, normally I wouldn't trust outsiders, but Tabby seems to have taken, or she's led you down here, which means she trusts you. And you seem more reasonable than any of these Iron Tide.
I can tell that we want them, like I've said, we want them gone. And for now, the only reasonable way to get them to leave was just to help them. But now, yeah, looking at what Kaladin says, that opens a whole new opportunity. Honestly, we don't like them. We don't like them at all. It's just that we don't like fighting them more.
They are slave takers, and
Exactly.
they
Says, well,
they are good.
He says, well, I'm still curious. I know why we want them gone, to protect our holy lands, or to protect our sacred groves. Why is it that you want them gone?
They're attacking our farms. They're attacking our people. They are blocking our trade routes. They're like wreaking havoc in lands around us.
Says, are you Empire mercenaries? Are you Go ahead.
We are from Char, yes.
Says, I'm familiar. The settlement about 3 days east of here.
Have you ever been there?
Says, not in a long time. Many years, but I do know something of the surface in the Empire. I saw its formation, actually, quite a while ago. Though, back then, they were much more concerned with the East and their disagreements with the dwarves. But, yes, they are now much closer to my doorstep, unfortunately.
May I ask, have you seen the previous cycle?
He says, no, I'm not that old, but I was born underground. He says, many were. The fires raged for close to 1,000 years, so a whole generation of even elves were born in the shadows. He says, actually, in this area, we've been here for quite some time. He says, there's ruins of the previous empires, the Tharian, I believe they called themselves. Great dwarven constructs and magics litter this place, echoes of their former glory. Usually not one for dwarven magics, but even I can't help be somewhat impressed by the rune masters.
And why do you tell me? I understand from Tabby that it is of some religious importance to you to protect these secrets, but could you explain that a bit more to me? Why?
Says there are magics that radiate from this area. We don't fully understand them, but they strengthen us and strengthen the beasts that are born here, the Angheg colonies, the ones we've allied with.
Yeah, I've seen those. Some of those Angheg seemed really tough.
They're formidable opponents. I know you probably had to kill some of them to defend yourselves. I don't hold it against you.
It wasn't easy.
He says even we've had to put them down at times. They're very aggressive. So, as I said, I don't hold that against you. At least you have not killed any of our druids.
No.
No, not even close.
Give me a deception check.
No.
Isn't Tabby right here with us?
Yeah,
No,
she's
we didn't.
very much like looking away
No,
right now,
we're
and
on-
not saying anything.
We're off to the side. Okay. Oh no, we would never. And we've only killed like 18 of those things.
Not.
Oh, I just.
He says, well, I'll admit
Self-defense.
war is a costly option against these Iron Tide. As much as I dislike them, I can't discount that they are powerful soldiers. But maybe if we work together, we could force them to leave. Unless you have a better idea.
There is a plan that
Good idea.
has been brewing in my mind because I've been thinking about it for a long time, and now with you as our allies potentially, I think I have the last piece of the puzzle because you guys can help us move underground. You can help us burrow through the ground and do tunnels and actually attack them while they are not expecting us. So you can give us the element of surprise. And this way we can very effectively use this hit and run tactics. Because even with you as allies, I don't think it is smart to just go and force them straight, just in a straight battle. But we can do hidden tactics. We can ambush them, attack them, free the slave whom they have taken from our people, attack more, run away, attack more, run away, and then just whittle them down until they have no chance and no other way of continuing this fight.
He says it might be a costly plan, but I'm willing to consider what you have in mind. And actually, Gringle, do you want to say any? Or Grinkle, sorry, Grinkle, do you want to say anything? Because I know you were kind of doing all the persuasion checks.
No, I think there's potential here. I think if we can work together, our strength and your numbers together, can really crush these guys, scare them away if we take out enough of them, and really stick it to them for what they did to our town.
He nods and he says, "Well,
It
give me
grows.
another persuasion check. We'll see what he thinks of this." 12. He says, "And what of the prisoners back there? Do you
I was
plan
going to
to-
ask you the same thing.
Yeah.
Do you have use for the prisoners?
He says, "No, we rarely need to use the cages. We more use them for Ankeg we're trying to break.
Oh,
I think it...
What?
Well, the Ankeg sometimes need to... I guess break is the wrong term, because we do have affection for them. But sometimes...
you mean you're talking about cages? Sorry, I was thinking you're talking about hobgoblins.
Oh, no. We sometimes use the cages for the Ankegs.
Okay.
That's why we have them. But yeah,
Oh.
we don't generally know what to do with prisoners. We were going to keep these for now as a warning, so they would stop coming down here. I'm not sure what our plan was in the long run. Says if needed, we could put them down.
We can we can try to get info from them about where their bases are, and then do whatever.
We know where
As
the
well.
base is, though.
We know where their dig sites are, because they're digging into some of the old
Yeah,
Therian
indeed.
ruins.
Indeed, you're right. We know where the dig sites are, so I really don't see why we need those hobgoblins at all.
also, I
nods.
do have something that might, also help you make your decision if you really want to do this. If you provide us with, entry tunnels and exit tunnels for the hit and run tactics that Robert was talking about, most of the actual combat frontlining will most likely be done by us. So you won't really have to risk, hopefully, many of your own lives at all.
Alright, Grinkle, you have anything?
Yeah, I don't hate this plan. I agree that we could help lead the front and minimize death.
Alright, give me persuasion checks with advantage.
Thank you.
Okay, so 27 and 16. He says, well, if you are offering to do the heavy lifting of this assault, then how could I say no? My suggestion, however, if you're going to do this, it might be advantageous to preserve your alliance with the hobgoblins until the time is right to strike. Letting them know now that you're working with us, it would put pressure back on us that we would have to deal with.
Well, then freeing those guys that you have there may be a good idea. Then we could bring them back, and this would This would give them a sense of security that we are with them.
He says
Well,
they're.
I don't know how
Go ahead.
much anymore. I don't know how much anymore, considering that they probably believe us traitors.
Yes, I was
Well,
going
right
to
now
say.
we're just trying to negotiate with their lives. That's all they know.
Well, no, they know that we didn't want to do it in front of them. As soon as the opposite, the thing of the alliance.
I
We're
was
not
going
as
to
stupid as the
say.
balance fleet.
I was going to say they might be suspicious after we walked over to the side. You might have to convince them that that was part of your ploy, if that's possible.
But what do we get? What do we get from convincing them that we work with them? Just maybe an advantage in our first attack? Is it really that much?
Well, depending on when you want to make the attack, it'll give us some time to come up with a plan. If
we are ready.
Oh,
You got a plan?
we were ready. We were ready to fight you now.
You're gonna have to push your meeting back then, okay? Because we're going to war.
Your meeting back? What do you mean? Or wait, who are you talking to?
To the elder, you're gonna have to push your schedule.
Oh,
because we just bumped in.
All right. Well, he says it was just a suggestion, but if you are ready now, then it would probably be best to keep them imprisoned. If you don't care about earning more goodwill with the Iron Tide. Whenever you wish, we can give you entry into their dig sites. One thing I will say, though, and this has been a bit of a problem, the mine itself is very, very much stone and harder for us to navigate. It's one of the reasons why we haven't tried to attack them up till now, because all we could do is hit their outposts. He says the only entry we have into the mine is that ramp where those hobgoblins blocked with a boulder. So that would be the hardest thing to get through. Now, we do have spells to shape stone, so given enough time, we might be able to make an entryway, but it would take a good amount of time.
Okay, so how much time would it take for us to be able to attack the first outpost?
He says, well, to get to their outposts where they're doing their digging, we could get there fairly quickly, even today if needed, because that is just digging through dirt. So that one would be whenever you wish. I'm just saying, for the mine itself, it's a bit of a stronghold that we can't easily breach.
Well, and, depending on if there's survivors or not, they might not even know it was us. We came down here, they knew we came down here today to try to free the prisoners. What's to say we didn't get captured ourselves? They might not even know that we're helping you.
He nods and says,
So what are you thinking?
Who? Wait, who are you talking to?
Kaladin, like, what do you...
Oh, Kaladin. Okay, I thought you might be asking me.
Oh, I was just saying that that's good for us, if they don't know that we're betraying them, basically, right?
Oh, it's just a matter of time until someone gets away. Like, it will happen.
It will happen, yeah.
It will not. It will like we should not really rely on them not knowing that it was us. They will eventually. But honestly, it will be so much easier on my conscience just to get rid of them, because after all they have done, and us having to make compromises with them, after them raiding our farms and burning houses with people inside, like, honestly, I would be so much happier if we take the chance now. And with the help of those good guys, we could probably probably do that. And what they can also do, because as you said, Kaladin and Grinkle, we will be in the front lines and we will be doing the fighting. But maybe those druids can help us to fall back after a particularly complicated and hard fight. Like, we could get a chance to get a breather, fall back, have a rest in relative safety with you guys, so that we can continue our tactics of hit and run.
And I would like, sort of, look towards Nil and be like, and I believe our friend here, he has great religious conviction. If I'm not mistaken, I think he would much prefer this way than to help the Iron Tide. Am I right, Neil?
Yes, although the treachery we performed today does not fill me with great trepidation. It fills me with great trepidation. Acting like bandits to beat bandits is never a path I wanted to go down, but
Come
the
on, Neil,
outcome
you're
is
never
much
happy.
preferable. Well, yes, that is
Come
another part of my character.
on.
I'm generally quite miserable. Fedloy,
So
as you've
much
been
moral
around,
compromise.
exactly, as you've been around a while, have you heard any stories of Orcod?
He says, no, not really. Who's that?
He is the leader of the Iron Tide who we go against. He is
Ah.
quite formidable as it goes, and I feel dealing with him.
Was he the one with
Should
the
be-
lightning katana?
Yeah.
Yes.
He says,
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, big.
my scouts have told me of him, though I've never actually... I didn't know his name. That would make sense. They also have magic users, so definitely caution is needed. I don't know what the inside of the dig sites look like, because they've erected large wooden palisades around them. But we can dig in, probably surprising them. We'll just have to figure it out as we get there.
Okay, so you mean dig sites around the mine, like in this area, like a couple of square miles around, right? So
Yes, there are
and
several.
then there is
He says there are several dig sites, 3 in particular, that they've been taking artifacts from. There's also one in the mine itself, which is defended by the runes and us, so they haven't gotten that far in. There is another place in the mine they're digging, which we don't know too much about, but it is close to one of the nodes of power that bolsters us. So there is the worry that they will disrupt whatever is there, which will weaken our grove. We've never been there, though. It's forbidden area.
yeah. So hit and run all the way.
As well, if you are ready, if this... and he says, actually, before we do this, do you mind if I speak with Tabby a bit in private? He looks
Sure.
to Tabby, who...
And about us being ready, we are ready as we ever gonna be, because honestly, and Rob kind of does some loud whistling. Honestly, we were ready to fight you if it goes bad.
He laughs. He says, I'm glad it didn't go bad then. It seems like you are reasonable mercenaries. He says, sometimes I miss my adventuring days. Smiles with a tear in his eye. Tabby looks terrified, and he says, come, young one, I wish to speak to you for a moment. And he is going to lead her away, unless you're going to say anything.
I say that's fair.
Alright, so they kind of walk over this way. What are...
Big guy.
So you all are kind of in private now. Do you want to do anything, or just kind of wait?
Guys, we're gonna go after these orcs, I guess, or these hobgoblins now, eh? That's it.
Yeah, I think this is the solution we were looking for, right? I agree with all of you. I might not be all, no offense, but as high and mighty as Nil is, I'm willing to get my hands dirty, but I didn't want to work with the people that are persecuting the innocent people of Char.
Absolutely. Like, this was lesser of 2 evils working with Iron Tides, but now we have even lesser of 3 evils. So
Yeah, true.
it's still kind of, we are betraying them, but come on, it's war.
The new best solution, so we go with it.
This is war, and anything goes.
Yep.
And guys, just to tell you how war goes, those hobgoblins up there, likely are going to be fed to unhack and executed. And I hope you don't have any bad feelings about it.
I sure don't.
Well, there's a possibility they could surrender or leave. I mean, from what we heard...
Leave and what? And warn Iron Tides about us?
Oh, you mean the prisoners? Ah,
Yeah.
I see. I thought you meant the Iron Tide as a whole.
No,
Well,
no,
I
I
mean,
mean
No.
prisoners.
if the rest of the Iron Tide does surrender and leave, I guess there's no shame in releasing 4 hobgoblins or 5 hobgoblins. Like, what are they gonna do? They
Yeah.
can just go back to the Nazic Empire or whatever.
Let's worry about
Uh,
it when we win.
Where they come from?
Vale
win the game.
says, I mean, it's actually, what is her alignment? What would she say? I forget. Let me take a quick
I think she's really good.
Oh, she is
I
good.
think
So she says, I mean, we could just hold them prisoner until things resolve, and then release them after we force the Iron Tide to leave this place. We don't have to kill them.
That's definitely a
Oh,
possibility.
you are the ones who have to guard them and feed them. So, up to you.
She says, I mean, I don't have food for them, but these druids probably have plenty of food, right? I mean, we don't have to kill them. They're prisoners.
Oh yeah, you have those magical berries. I remember.
Yeah.
They break the economy with magical berries.
They are the druids' prisoners. We will
Druids
lead
are
them
the
to
ultimate
druid.
socialists. Just give everyone food. Like, you don't need to work for food. Just have your food. She's like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
maybe.
I would appreciate it if we negotiated for their lives. I don't think we should kill these prisoners. I mean,
No, I'm not saying that we should. I'm just saying that we may have to.
Yeah, and they're honestly the least of my worries right now. I don't think the druids are that bloodthirsty. I think if we get the rest of the Iron Tide to leave, they'll probably release the hobgoblins to go with them.
But look at this way. There was one hobgoblin who already escaped. What if another one escapes? And warns, so it could jeopardize our whole situation here.
give me a persuasion check.
I'm not trying to persuade. I'm
Ah.
like honestly, I'm not trying to persuade. I'm just telling this. I'm not trying to convince everyone to kill hobgoblins. I'm just stating facts.
Oh, it was just more how Vale takes it.
Okay, then I'll.
Like if she kind of agrees with that a little bit.
No.
She's like, anything could happen. It's just, I don't know. All right. So a little while later, Fedloy will come back with Tavi, who seems to be a little bit more relaxed. So I'll say, well, Nil and Kaladin, you get the feeling that, the talk with him went well from her reaction. And he'll say, so friends, he'll keep his voice down, not sure if you have a plan for the prisoners. He'll say, friends, I've spoken with some of the other druids, and he says, I do need to speak with our other elder before we agree to this formally, but I have a good feeling about this alliance. I think we can do good things together. He says, in the meantime, what do you think should be done with these prisoners? I personally think if you're not going to bring them back as a show of good faith, they should just be put down. It reduces danger of our
I agree.
alliance being found out.
I agree. War is war. Some things need to be done.
If you let them go, they would surely try to kill you in their sleep. So
It
Vale
must
does
be
not
done.
get the little red mark. Vale does not like this. All right, so you are in agreement that these prisoners should be executed.
on cake food.
He smiles. He says, they could be fed to the Ankegs. It's a little bit of a cruel fate. If we did do that, we'd probably kill them first. But
Yeah, I'm not advocating for their torture. Just to put them
meat.
If they could be ripped apart, if they could be ripped end to end apart,
Can we watch?
we'd
That's-
appreciate that.
No.
Yeah,
He says, "Don't worry about
More
the
brutal.
details. I will give them, a clean death. But for now, the rest of you, if you're going to stay here, you are welcome to travel about this place as one of us, or as a guest of us. I would just ask that you not go too far east, as some of those caves are infested with a dangerous enemy that we have not been able to deal with.
What's
I do
that?
have a question though. Since we are aligned, I'm sure you wouldn't mind sharing a bit of information. Um, you say you draw power from the runes, but what of those strange obsidian boxes?
He says, well, we draw power from the lands. The runes are defenses that the old Therian rune masters put in place. I'm not sure why they defended those boxes, but we've left them alone for the most part, as we have no interest in the magics of the rune masters. Whatever they had is probably best left alone.
Well, perhaps
yeah.
when this is over, would you mind if we investigated the boxes? Your digging skills would help greatly. We have some interest
Ooh,
in
give me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Okay. Disadvantage. This is gonna be terrible.
So
6.
he kind of furrows his brow and says, absolutely not. The boxes are ancient artifacts from the old world. They're not to be plundered. That's why we didn't want the hobgoblins coming down here. Not going to just let someone else plunder them.
I understand. Sorry, it was a silly idea.
He just kind of nods, maybe a little suspicious. He says, but any other questions? I think, Robert, you said you were asking about the enemies.
Yeah, like you said something so to the east, enemies you were not able to defeat. What are those?
That is a good question. What are those? Give me one moment. I should remember their names. Oh, of course. He says they are dangerous beasts known as Umberhulks. He says creatures that are dangerous enough on their own, but have been corrupted by some of the energies and strengthened, sort of like the Ankhegs have. They are something that we have mostly just left to their area, but have always been an issue from time to time because one might wander in here and we could lose one of our druids. Unfortunately, we don't want to risk attacking their lair directly. I don't know if just myself and the elder would do well, but our younger druids, most of our people aren't as powerful. He says, but you don't have to worry about that. They are just something we deal with. Just like I said, ask that you don't go over there, as I don't want to see any of you eaten by them.
Understood.
Very
Maybe even
generous.
after we settle this, our ally, we might be able to help you out even further, perhaps.
This is really
You help us take.
Tabby will say, I can vouch for them. They are very competent warriors. And she says, well, then maybe you can help us with them. I mean, I will not turn away an offer to rid us of that scourge. It would make our life much easier. But I think
We'll negotiate that later. Of course, we are mercenaries. We might ask for something in return, but for now, we have a common interest: getting rid of the Iron Tide.
as is fair, the groves trade with each other for goods and services. It is not a shunned practice for commerce. Heavy says, the boxes, the old artifacts, could have powerful items that would help them deal with the Iron Tide. And he says, no, Tabby, no one is going to touch those. She just kind of nods. All right. So, is there anything you need for now, or are you just going to wait while I speak with the other elder?
Let's wait, and then hopefully,
Can
when
wait.
everything goes well, we just plan our first ambush.
All right. So
Yes, of course.
Vale does still seem a little bit unhappy, but he will nod And basically, they're going to come up here and take these prisoners away. So yeah, they take them to the north. Like, where are you taking us? Adventurers, stop them! What are you doing? As they lead them away.
Yeah, we're going to. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just,
yeah, we got
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
It's all part of the plan.
And so yeah, they kind of head this way. So yeah, you just gonna wait for a bit, or is there anything you want to do?
Probably just reflect on everything we've done and talk to each other.
Alright, so Fedloy is
exactly.
going to leave for now as well. So yeah, you do have some time if you wish to speak to each other.
I
Hey
think
guys,
it's all
we're-
I think that went well. I
Yeah.
was expecting a fight,
Yeah.
honestly.
Hey,
And,
great job, guys.
yeah, that's honestly, it could not have been better. So we didn't have to fight
We've
them.
done
We
way
found new
worse in the
allies.
past.
We found new allies, and finally we got our own conscience in place.
Yeah. We've done so much worse in the past.
Well, Tabby says, I think they were desperate to deal with these Iron Tide as they are digging into places that could weaken us. So I think you were a bit of a lifeline. Because I admit, I was kind of surprised that went as well as it did.
I wonder if they
So we
are
need
going to spare any actual fighters, or are they just gonna act as our ambush route and a little bit of fallback heal, maybe? Let's see.
I'd be happy to help, Tabby says, smiling. Give me a chance to practice my magic and, maybe I can summon some roots for you.
It will be dangerous, you know that.
She nods. She says, I know, but I really want to spend some time on the surface, and you all seem like you can watch my back and defend me while I cast magic, right?
Yeah. Actually, this was. I've seen you fight. You were quite formidable with this, like a blast of sound that you have done. That was good.
She seems a little sad as you say that. She says, yeah. She kind of looks away.
The regular hobgoblins will be no problem. However, we will need a dedicated plan for Orcard. He will not take this lightly, and going in unprepared to him will not be. Now that we can prepare,
We can
should.
take him. Come on. That one sword. No problem.
He will be furious because of the betrayal, Vale says. Most likely. It will make it tougher. But also might make him more sloppy.
By the way, Tammy, you are very numerous here, and you have lived here for a long time, and probably hobgoblins moved in long after you have settled here already, right?
He says, yes, our grove has been here for many hundreds of years.
Do you know what are their numbers? How many of them are we talking about? Because we only got a very approximate understanding on how many they are, just how many we saw in the mines. I want to see what is our front of possible confrontation, so to say.
He says, well, I'm more of a novice. I don't really know much about their numbers, but
maybe you should ask one of elders. Maybe they know.
Yeah, the elders have had scouts watching them. I mean, up until this point where they started getting close to the old laboratory, we've mostly just let them do what they want. He says it would seem like it wasn't worth it to engage them out in the fields. There's a lot of them, I know that. Alright. So, anything else, or shall I pass some time? I guess Grinkle, Nil.
Oh, we're ready. We're ready to crush some hobgoblin butt.
Alright.
That's right.
Crushing some butt. Okay. Let's see.
Some butt, and we'll crush it.
So,
Robert taught me that one.
very well. So a little while later, Fedloy will return with another druid. Sorry, give me one moment. Okay. So yeah, he will return with another druid, who is definitely human, but is also a little bit older looking, probably in his maybe late 40s, early 50s, wearing a bunch of Ankheg skins. It looks like it might be some sort of plate mail armor made of Ankheg. He says, you are the Empire mercenaries. Greetings, I am Kavlin. Fedloy has told me much about you.
Greetings. It's a
Greetings.
pleasure to meet you.
Hey, nice armor, man.
He
Also,
nods.
greeting.
He says, I grew up as a leather worker, so I learned much as a boy and perfected the craft living here with the druids. He says, thank you for your compliments.
That's okay. Got a spare? That's really a good one. I'd love one of those.
He says, are you a leather worker yourself?
Not a leather worker. I just like and it does look like a plate armor, right?
Yeah, so it has, you're a smith, right?
No.
Oh, you're not? All right. Well, I'll say from your military background, yeah. So it has thick, like kind of natural plates in like areas where you normally see metal plates. So it looks very much like plate armor, but it's much more of like a carapace than a metal.
That's an interesting one. Yeah.
He says
Great
it is
form.
a very useful armor for druids, as it helps us maintain our stealthiness even in heavier protection. So
That would be wonderful on Robert. He's the one who always gives us away. No offense.
he says, well, perhaps we can speak of getting you all some made, or at least one of you. He says the process is quite demanding and takes a long time. But I do have an extra set, so perhaps it can be traded for, if it is something that you think would be useful.
That would be very interesting.
Fedloy says, though, for now we should speak of the upcoming war. We spoke a little bit about about my talk with you all, and I agree with Fedloy that an attack on the outer bases, if done well, could be very effective, especially if we keep our identities a secret. He says there's wyverns attacking the tribe right now, or attacking the Iron Tide, so it could be blamed on them if we were careful. Fedloy says, I am not privy to such deceptions, but I would trust Kavlin's ability to make this look like what happened. So I guess, when would you all be ready to fight the Iron Tide?
Today.
Yeah,
Right now.
we came ready, and we are ready and willing and well oiled.
Oh.
He says,
Oh yeah, we are.
we can offer some of our ank eggs.
Oil?
He says wait, oil? What?
Sorry.
No. Well, we can offer some of our ank eggs if you, unless you need unless you prefer we do this attack one at a time. I think maybe a simultaneous attack on two of their installations, two of their defended territories might be useful. We can have the
Yes,
Anghegs and myself and Fedloy attack one of the bases while you all attack another. We'll
I'd say it's a good
maximize the
idea.
surprise.
I think that's a good idea.
I like
Exactly.
it.
He says, excellent. He says, so they have 3 bases. He's going to pull out a map of the area. Where is it? He says, we don't know what the insides look like exactly, but we can show you a map of the surrounding area. I'll just turn this off. He says, so there are 3 main bases, camps that they're digging at. The first is to the east in the forest, the second is near the mountain border, and the third one is up north near the forest at the northern end of the mountains. He says, I don't know if there's much of a difference between them. Obviously, the further away one would be harder for them to... Or the further away they are, the harder it is for them to back up. He says, they do have the towers keeping a watch on things. So the towers might see any of the bases that are attacked out in the open. He says, the one that is set up within the forest, the eastern one, would probably be the easiest for us to destroy unnoticed. He says, now, if we just attack the one in the forest, it might give us a little bit of an advantage. We could destroy it without them getting resources or backup there, assuming, that they didn't get off one of their horns. Because all the different areas have horns they use to signal for help. He says, an attack on either of the other bases the towers would almost certainly see. Or hear if a horn was blown.
Well, if the horn is blown, I guess we only have just to deal with it quickly and leave before enforcements arrive.
He says, so which base do you think you'd want to attack, and which base would you want us to attack in a simultaneous hit?
I was thinking us taking the upper one, the one to the north, and you were attacking the one in the forest.
Sure, yeah. Be harder for him to get to this quickly.
He says that can be arranged. So very well. I can't tell you... Well, the northern base shouldn't be much of a problem if you are tunneling in. We'll have one of our druids guide you into there. But, yeah, once inside, the sooner you can get them all down and subdued, the better. If a horn goes off, it'll cut your time even more. So try to take out any before they're able to make a noise. And if we're lucky, maybe the tower won't notice if there's no horn blown and no loud magics are used. So discretion, if done well, perhaps we can get these down without them even noticing. He says, though, it's going to be harder than it would be for the forest one.
I do have one question. This might be out of the question. It might not be possible, but what if we were to take out the towers overlooking the outposts first?
He says, well, I mean, taking down the towers, if we could do it quietly, would be very useful. However, there are patrols all over, so it's very possible one of them might be moving through the area and see us. That said, if we timed it right, I mean, maybe we could do it.
I think the problem with taking the towers is that towers all can see each other. Because they're on high spots and towers are visible from all other towers. It would be very hard.
Yeah, it's possible, but difficult. Again, like, keeping the horns from being blown would give us a much better chance. But it's always possible one of the towers would, see the other one being attacked in the distance. Again, a simultaneous hit, though. Maybe on both towers. Though the Anghegs... The Anghegs would be much more noticeable out in the open and would make a lot more noise.
Yeah, I
Still, it's not a
think
bad
I-
idea, he says, now kind of thinking about this strategy.
I know not all of my party is equipped for it, but me personally, I can be pretty stealthy. I've got a good shot at a sneak attack if that's required.
Says, well, I certainly wouldn't rule the idea out. I don't know what's your... sorry, were you going to talk, Robert?
what I think is the biggest challenge here is that if we want, like, it could happen, but if we want to do it, we have to attack it. Like, we have to make a quadruple simultaneous attack on all towers, and I don't think we will have enough people, and I don't think we want to spread us so thin.
Yeah, I mean you're right. There's not a lot of us, so. The only other thing that I was thinking was, for our first initial surprise attack, I would want to take out the strongest base first before they have time to like realize that they might need to reinforce it. So, my suggestion was be that this is one of the outposts that we take out, right?
Is it the
That-
biggest one?
Yeah, that way, it's we attack them, the hardest one with the element of surprise, right? And once they know that we're attacking the outposts, it's gonna be a lot harder for them to get reinforcements to here for like a follow-up attack.
Yeah,
Does that make
would
sense?
be-
So wait, what makes you say that was the biggest one?
Not necessarily the biggest one, but it's the easiest for them to get reinforcements to.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, any of the... Well, it would depend on the patrol's positions. So, the patrols, and this will be, again... what's his name? Kavlin will say, the patrols move around in the area, so if there is a patrol near the area and a horn goes off, it's likely they will get there within a short amount of time.
Like this is closer to them, like as crow flies, but it doesn't
Yeah, there's a bunch
remember
of
they were
mountains in
talking
the way.
about remember they were talking about wyverns, and I don't think they will go through mountains because of this.
Says no, the hobgoblins have avoided the mountains. Their armor makes it very challenging for them to make paths through the mountainous area.
Hmm. Oh yeah.
Says, well, I'll let you take a look at this for a moment and see. Tell me what you think. I've given you what I think might be a good idea, but if you have other ideas, I'd be happy to use those or even change the plan, however best fits your skill set. And why don't we do a little bit of a break here?
Yeah.
So you guys can kind of look over and discuss this. If anyone needs to use the restroom, they can.
Gotcha.
Sure.
I'll be right back. I'm back.
Me too.
Dude, druid allies. Who would have thought? I didn't expect that to go this way.
That's kind of cool.
But actually, big thanks to Kaladin for noticing that this is an opportunity. I would have missed that.
Yeah. Same.
I mean, I was just thinking. I was like, hey, especially with Nil, yeah, and I think Vela as well. If Vale was here, she would definitely want this more than
Yeah.
with being with the Iron Tide. But I was like, hey, if we gotta side with somebody, right? These are like the best people that we found, you know.
There's a little bit of concern for our camp.
That is a good point. That is a good point. We should probably get our camp.
We
Well, how are
should
we gonna do that?
we should send some of druids to warn our camp to reposition, so that hobgoblins don't know where they are when our attack happens.
Like, yeah. Do you think they could like wild shape as like a mouse to send a message or something?
Yeah, pretty. I think we can send a messenger with druids. We can just send a messenger to Shock to ask them to just move to like an agreed location that hobgoblins don't know about.
Yeah.
Also, I'm thinking I will ask Lou about the plate, and I think it is worth for me to trade my dwarven longsword for that if he agrees. Because I think if it is, because I have, like, if you remember the longsword that I had, like, of a very good quality, but with my current longsword, I don't think I will use that one, and I think it would be very good to trade it for a plate, if possible. I think it's a good opportunity, if it works as a full plate, of course. If this Anghek plate is a plate.
Yeah, I think it's just full plate, but no disadvantage on stealth, which is really good.
Yeah, and probably lighter.
Yeah.
Alright, have you all talked about what you want to do?
Well, we have a new concern. The camp.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it right now?
It's to the west of this area. Kind of off the map.
We need them to move away. We need. Can these druids wild shape into normal just beasts?
So if you ask Tavi, she'll say, yeah, we can do normal beast forms. Well, some of us can.
So Tavi specifically, since you've been to the surface before, do you think if we gave you direction, could you wild shape into a harmless critter with like some sort of note attached to you, or you don't even need that because you can wild shape back and just tell them, and give orders to our camp to flee the area basically, so they'll be safe from the Iron Tide once we start attacking.
Oh, I'm not sure. The surface is quite vast. I mean, I've never been up there. It seems so open, and it's not like the caves where they just connect to each other and you can follow them.
Well, you might be able to dig most of the way there, but you'd have to go to the surface at some point to find them, you know, because they're on the surface.
She says, "Well, I mean, I could try, but like I said, I definitely
We appreciate
new to
it.
navigating the surface."
What do you guys think? Is that a good plan?
Yeah,
Well,
we appreciate it.
I don't believe we necessarily need a note. I think we can just send a message with the druid, with someone from the druid, Maybe they can send just a normal animal, like an animal messenger. Because basically what we want to achieve is to have Shock reposition the camp so that when shit hits the fan, they are not where Irontide know where they are.
She says, well, an animal messenger is something I can do, but I've never been to the camp, so it wouldn't work. It would have to be a place I've been to.
Makes sense. Well, perhaps before we launch the attack, I could, if you dig me in that direction, I could guide you. I could tell you where to go, and I could deliver the message myself. I'm pretty fast. If you got me safely away from the Irontide base to the surface, I could deliver a message.
And she nods and says, well, I'm sure one of the elders can probably take you quicker, because they can become ankegs and dig fast.
How about that, gang? Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
All right.
So I'll ask one of the leaders if they're cool with that.
Alright, so we'll say some time has passed. I really wish you could just pin stuff to the screen. It's about 10 a.m. right now. Fedloy says, yes, I can take you up to one of the fields in the surrounding area. He says, I can move around under this area pretty easily. Just tell me where you want to go.
Yep. So I'll give him direction basically to approximately where our camp is. Say I need to go there, so that I can tell them to get out of here before we launch our attack.
Alright, so you're sending Catalin on this mission. I assume the rest of you are waiting here.
Yes. And Catalin was who was this? The elf or the other guy?
Fedloy, the elf.
Okay.
The first one you met said he'd dig you under.
Okay. But meanwhile, I want to go and check the. I want to ask another one to take a look at the plate.
Right.
I want to see what's the quality and how it feels.
So,
Like, basically, I want to understand what this thing is.
sure. So before you send Kaladin, one thing to consider is to find the camp. You would have to use some survival, if that changes who you'd want to send. Just because, yeah, you're not too familiar with the area yet. Wouldn't be a difficult survival check, but there would be a check. So, if you're okay with that, we can just go ahead and do the check for Kaladin.
What kind of check would it be?
Survival.
Ready?
Okay. Alright, so you're on your mission. Robert, you said you're going to ask...
Yeah, to try it on.
Yeah, ask him about his spare set. So Kavlin will kind of bring you to an area that looks like some kind of armory. There's a lot of normal armors here, like normal leathers. And there's also, as promised, the large set of Ankeg plates. You'd also notice an Ankeg breastplate there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like a medium armor.
Mm-hmm.
But he says, this is the armor. And if you try it on, let's see. Yeah, I think it should fit you okay. Might be a little snug, but definitely is very protective and more, yeah, allows more range of motion than normal plate armor.
Okay. I will say to him that well, there is only one thing I can offer you for this, and it's quite a rare thing, and I will offer him my dwarven longsword,
The
the
masterwork one?
masterwork, the masterwork with +1 to 4 to damage. It's very sharp. Be careful.
He looks at it. He says, "Oh, is that dwarven?"
Yep.
Yeah, it does
Found
look.
it in a cave. I think it's
Well,
from the
it's
previous
silver.
cycle.
He says, "Yeah, I'm surprised it's in as good a condition as it is." Give me a persuasion check.
Ooh.
Says this is a very nice piece, though druids don't generally use swords, so I'm not sure. Well, this wouldn't do me any good, as I am mostly casting. The only thing I could think is I could trade it for something, maybe, but
Yeah, it is. It is rare. I'm offering it to you as just as a currency.
as I guess
Or maybe memorabilia. Maybe you're collecting stuff.
give me another persuasion with advantage.
What?
Alright,
What?
sure.
Oh my god, that's 3 in the last 4.
Jay scratches his chin. He says, yeah, I think that that would be of use to me. I mean, this plate
What are the
mail is
odds?
not doing me much good where it is, or this ankeg plate. He says, all right, you have a deal.
Yep. And I give it to him.
All right, so you give him your sharp longsword, and he will give you the ankeg plate.
Is it the normal plate, which is just no disadvantage, and maybe lighter?
So it would probably be. Let me see. What are the properties?
I think it's usually it is lighter because of like the kitten is not as heavy as the metal. At least
Yeah,
that's what I
it's
remember.
got some masterwork properties on them. So let me just look at my rules for those. I think that's under house rules. Oh wait, no, maybe it's still under the design stuff. I don't think I moved it yet. Yeah. So it would be light. It would have the light property, masterwork light, 75% normal weight, and it would have the quiet property,
Okay.
which is, yeah, it does not impose disadvantage when attempting to use stealth.
Nice. I thank the druid and I put it on. It will serve me well.
And
I'm
just make
sure
sure
about
you
that.
keep it nice and oiled up at times. You don't want it to get stiff.
Yeah,
Oh,
I will take some notes from him how to take care of it because no one
he's
taught me how
hitting.
to take care
I
of
think he's hitting on you.
Angheg plate.
All right, so yeah, he gives you a list of stuff and says, yeah, every now and then, like lamp oil, is okay to treat it. Just yeah, don't set yourself on fire or anything. But it's good to oil it up and keep it nice and dry if possible. No real mechanical stuff, just like flavor.
Mm.
All right, so you get this armor. Anyone else doing anything? And you gave him the sword, so make sure you minus
Yeah.
the sword.
I did that.
Alright, well, Kaladin, after several hours, you are able to get back to the camp. Shock will greet you and say, it's good to see you, Kaladin. How go things with the Iron Tide?
Better than we had hoped. I know, well, this might be controversial, but I don't believe it'll be controversial with you. I mean, we are trying to get rid of the Iron Tide, you understand. and we found some unlikely allies in the form of a circle of druids that actually live underground in the same place where the Iron Tide are basically invading. They've offered to help us try and destroy the Iron Tide's outposts in hopes of getting them to retreat back to their lands.
Well, it's not a controversial plan for me or Melody. I think we all assumed you were helping them just to get them to leave. So, if this will get them to leave, I think it's a better way than strengthening them.
I think we're in agreement. I did come here, though, to warn you. We're going to be doing this, and if they find out it's us, they're probably going to come for you. So, the party has decided that it's best if you guys go safely back to Char or somewhere further away. You need to keep on high alert. You cannot let the Iron Tide capture you or anybody here, because once they have hostages, I mean, our hands will be bound.
Well, our scouts did notice that we had been observed by a couple of their scouts, so we definitely want to move camp. Would you rather us try to reposition and get in touch with you later, or just retreat to Char? What do you think would be best?
I say go back to Char, that way we know where to find you.
He says, alright, well, we'll get going right away. Make sure we have a good head start in case things go poorly.
Yep. Wish me luck. And with any luck, actually, we'll be taking them out, taking out a couple outposts this very day, actually.
It's alright, well, good luck to you. I wish I had a way we could keep in touch, but we'll just have to wait for you to return to Char, hopefully without any losses.
Yep.
So he will shake your hand and say, Men, ready to move camp. We head back to Char. There's a little bit of surprise and concern, but they all nod and everyone starts breaking down the camp.
Awesome.
He says, oh, did you need us to take anything with you before we go? Something you didn't want to carry around?
Well, if I did, it's kind of too late. I don't really have anything on me. I didn't ask the party before I came here.
He says, alright, well, again, good luck. Alright, so you head back after that. Won't make you roll again. I'll say everyone kind of meets back up around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That's when Kaladin will return from his mission. And yeah, at this point, like, you guys just tell me what you want to do. Like, you're ready to start the assault. Where you want to go and what you want to do is kind of up to you, but the druids are ready to assist.
Get our butts in there.
So we need to decide what two bases. We attack one base, and the druid leaders attack the other. Which two bases are we attacking?
I think we agreed that we will take the one to the north, and they will take the one to the east.
Yeah.
All right. So this. Go ahead. What were you saying, Grinkle?
I agree. I think
Okay.
it's a good plan.
It's a Grinkle.
So yeah, the east
I'm a
one
green-
will be easier to take stealthily. And yeah, just good luck with yours. I will have an animal messenger show up to let you know when we are in position. He says, I don't suppose you have any magic to contact us to coordinate this.
Does
Actually,
Vale
it
have
spells
a
what they
message?
have. Do they have anything they could use? The elders. Let's see. Oh, I don't know. What does Vale have? I think you guys have her sheet.
No, Vale does not have message.
Alright, let me see what the druids have. I know they have a lot of stuff, actually. Oh, okay. That's, that would be useful. So, one of them says, I can go with you, and once you are in position, I can teleport through the plants to get to the forest quickly, and then we'll start the attack, basically.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
So this way we'll know when you're in
Teleport through
position.
the plant? What do you mean?
He says, we have the ability to move from tree to tree as long as we are familiar with the trees.
Oh, Surprise me every time.
He says it comes in handy. It's definitely it's one of my more powerful spells. I'd rather save it for the impending fight, but I think the coordination is more important at this point.
Yeah, let's do this.
Okay. So time is passing as the two groups are moving to their locations. Any more interactions or RP? Go ahead, otherwise just let me finish doing this. Alright, so about 4 p.m., you are in position. The Ankeg and the Druid with you are underground. He says, we should be directly under the dig site. And he kind of pets the Ankeg a bit. And you guys kind of hear what sounds like pickaxes hitting stone somewhere, maybe somewhere close by through the dirt.
Ugh.
He says, I'm going to go let the other group know of the impending attack. So just start whenever you are ready, preferably within the next 5 to 10 minutes. And he is going to turn into a Ankeg himself and start burrowing away. So what do you want to do?
The end cake that's with us can finish digging through.
Yes,
like,
he's
actually
told it
reach.
to dig through when you pat it. So if you pat its head, it'll dig up.
All right. We don't know what to expect through here, but I'd say attack people with weapons. Avoid people with pickaxes unless they're attacking you.
And make sure no one raises an alarm and no one blows a horn. I think
Yeah.
this is important.
I
If
can
we have
move very
any-
fast, so I'll actually that'll be my job. I'll look for.
If we have any
You know,
magic to do it somehow, it would be also good.
Yeah, like a silence. I
Yeah.
don't think.
I'm not sure. Maybe Vale has one. I don't know.
She does not, unfortunately.
Okay.
All right, give me one moment. So you are ready to dig through.
But sometimes it can be useful, for example, to disable, like if someone is with the horn, disable them with some spell, like make them laugh instead of blow the horn, or make them fall asleep. Maybe this could be useful as well. Just always remember that we should not allow them to blow the horn if possible.
Yes. And then it's up to you to kill them. In your fancy new armor with your fancy new sword.
Fancy.
Does it have any bug pieces on it?
Oh yeah, I mean it's a bunch of bug pieces.
I took silence. I leveled
Is it-
up.
Alright, sorry, just give me one moment to do some stuff here. Oh, dang it.
I have silence for the wizards.
You have silence? What is it? Is it even a bard spell?
Well, let me choose it when I was going through the level up thing.
Ah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
because it's a
Okay,
level 2 spell, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you put
But
that
then-
over the horn, if they try to blast it, it literally won't work at all.
Is it on
Yeah.
object or is it on area?
It's an area of effect.
Okay.
So it's like a bubble of
Yeah,
bubble of
and
silence.
it can take them some time to figure out what's going on. So we could, but yeah, but it's a nice panic button if we really need to stop them from blowing the horn. It's a good thing.
I was thinking for wizards mostly. I didn't really think about the horn, but that'll work.
So you
Yeah,
are
definitely keep its
ready
position.
to break through?
Yeah. I suppose we'll pat its head.
Yep.
All right. So the creature is going to dig upward, breaking through the surface as you all come rushing out. Now give me a moment to put you on here.
I was not expecting this session to go like this.
I knew it would.
You knew. I'm sure Vale
100%.
did too. She saw this coming.
All right, so Vale's like, I have foreseen this. Vale, nil, Crinkle, and the Ankheg. Call her Bessie. Bessie the Ankheg. Where is my Ankheg? Oh, there it is. Right. Alright, so you all pop up here, gaining a surprise round.
Are you using new surprise rolls or old surprise rolls?
I don't know, what are the new surprise rules?
If you have surprise, you get advantage on initiative rolls, and I think it's something like that. I actually don't know fully, but it's advantage or disadvantage.
Do they still lose their
I
turn,
believe.
or is it just advantage on initiative?
It's just advantage. I'm not sure if the enemies get disadvantage or not, but
That's a
they
good
don't. Yeah, there's
question.
no like wasting a turn.
Let me post it into chat.
That
When
actually
you
makes more
roll-
sense.
Because
Yeah.
getting initiative first is already like really powerful, you know.
Let's see. Yeah, I do have the rules here. If creature is caught unawares, the creature is surprised, which causes it to have disadvantage on initiative rolls. Okay, so they have disadvantage. That's what surprise is. All right.
Yes.
Got it. All right, so go ahead and roll initiative, and they would have disadvantage. Which actually I think that is better because surprise is a little powerful if you get it.
Yeah.
No,
So what's
I
the
think
new
I
rule?
think it's
they just have disadvantage on their surprise or on their initiative roll. Okay. Although, unfortunately, there's not an easy way, I think, to roll initiative with disadvantage.
Yeah, not without manually changing it afterwards.
Or maybe there is. Can I?
Is there like a toggle advantage disadvantage type deal?
I know there's for character sheets. Oh, really?
I disregard this. I'm just checking if there is any like a button you can use. No.
Like, there are for the PC sheets. I don't think there are for the NPCs. But let me... Oh, you know what I could do here? Let me... Maybe there's a setting in the sheet that lets me do it. Well, you guys roll. There is a query advantage option. So I wonder if that would work with initiative. Let me see. No, it just kind of rolled. Yeah, it does it. It doesn't do it with initiative.
Just do flat minus
Here, let
5
me. I'll
for
just
everyone.
roll. I'll just roll twice. Once with the regular dice. Okay. So that guy got that. Second guy, it'll just take me a little longer to do it. So initiative for this guy. Okay, so he'll stay what he is. Initiative for this guy. Oh, that's a downgrade for sure. Let's see. There's the guy to the north, the captain. good for him. Okay. So that's a little bit of a downgrade. Who else? There's a little bit. I really wish there was a way you could. There must be a way to do initiative with disadvantage. I just have to look into it. Right, this guy. Ooh, that's not very good. This guy.
We have to get out of the hole in those positions.
You came running up, so you're already there. That's where you'll
like, do I
start.
have to...
Just need to finish initiatives. Okay. Okay, I think that's everyone. I'll figure it out as we... Oh no, there's one more. One more guy. Why isn't it rolling for him? Alright, what about this button? Okay, so as you come rushing out, the group is a bit taken by surprise. The first one to act is going to be Nil. So one thing you would notice, there is a guy up in the tower here who has a horn. Yeah, he luckily is surprised, so you're not sure how long you have to do something about him.
Is he the only one with the horn?
What's your passive perception?
Is
13?
it 13?
Looks like it. You only see, I think, 4 guys right now. And yeah, he's the only one up there with a horn. There's a couple of yells from the guy back here as you come rushing up, like, intruders! But yeah, what are you gonna do? So the guy back here, you would notice, has a set of, like, breastplate. He's armored better than the other ones, and he has a greatsword. So you don't think he is a normal hobgoblin.
Which one?
This guy over here. Ooh. And the guy up in the tower is the one with the horn. He has a bow. But yeah, he also has the horn.
Okay. 90 feet. I could do it. I'm gonna cast Sleep on the guy in the tower.
Alright. So you begin chanting. 23 points of sleep. That will indeed put him unconscious.
Okay. And then I'm going to run up to...
I think that's a concentration, right?
Sleep.
Oh no, it's just 1 minute. Never mind. So yeah, he's just asleep.
Just
for a
1 minute, and if someone else gets up there, they can wake him up. But that would take a thing. So I'm just going to run up next to this guy.
Okay.
Yep.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Alright, so a figure is going to step out of the tent over here. Let's see, down here. It looks like one of those strange horned hobgoblins that you've seen before. So he seems to have done pretty good for being surprised. He's going to walk over here, and he's going to throw some darts at you. broken or something? Why does it keep doing that? Alright, give me one moment. I'm just gonna re-pull him because it keeps giving me error messages. Iron Shadow. Oh, you know what? Sorry, everyone. I have to fully delete him from the game before I can re-pull him.
Rest in peace. We hardly knew you.
Rest in peace, Hobgoblin. Alright, now hopefully this fixes it. Alright, that should fix it. Does it work now? Yes, it does. Okay, good. So let me just re-roll his initiative to get him back on the tracker. Okay, so for his turn, he's going to hurl some darts. Sending... Actually, what's the range of these? Yeah, I guess 4 of them at you. Nil. I think he has to be 30 feet away. So he's going to come here. And one more. First one will dink off your armor. Second one will as well. Third one will as well. And fourth one will as well. And he's going to move down this way and end his turn. So he basically like runs past throwing a bunch of darts and they just get stuck in your armor. That is it for him. The captain goes. He would say, "Assist me!" Yelling at some of his people over there. He's going to come over to the... Oh, he doesn't want no part of the Ankeg right now. So he's going to come down this way, going towards you. And he is going to take a javelin throw at you. Oh, that is going to crit.
Can I use my Guardian Emblem?
Yep.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and link it. Also, it's not whispering again. Okay. Let's see. So you spend 1 charge and a reaction, and it is a normal hit, which is good because he has sneak attack as well. That would have been nasty. So he does. Oh yeah, that's right. It's not as great. So I was like, why is that so low? 16 points of damage. As he gets a sneak attack, or martial advantage as they call it, for his... yeah, so that would be it for him. The Ankeg goes. So it is going to chitter angrily. I guess come down here towards this guy. And do a acid spray. I need my acid spray effect.
The effect is really cool.
Yeah!
That's why I'm a platinum member.
That's
all
right.
So these guys have to make some dex saves. So the captain is caught off guard. The other guy Alright, I set them to Q for advantage. I'm going to take that off. It's not going to do it for initiative. Second guy, deck save. Oh, he will make it. So, 10 damage to the captain, 5 to this guy. Will actually put him to lightly wounded, as well as the captain to light wounded. Kaladin, or Kaladin Sheet.
That's right. That's me. I will. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to link a new feature that I've got for you. This right here.
Okay.
So every turn, once per turn, when I make an unarmed strike, I can do damage and attempt to grapple. So just so you know what that does, and how I'm going to be using it. At the beginning of my turn, I'm going to use my elemental attunement. So I spend a key point or a focus point, and my water arms get summoned. So now I have a 15-foot reach.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, right here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do an unarmed strike on the captain.
Alright, AC 17.
Okay, so here's the attack.
Yeah,
24.
24 will strike with the first hit.
So
Nice.
here's damage, and he needs to make a DC 14 strength or dexterity save. He gets to choose.
Yeah, he is going to use strength. What's the DC? 14?
Yes.
Oh, wait, is it a save?
Yeah,
or is it a
grapples
check?
now saves. They're
Oh,
saves now.
okay. Oh, let me do a save then. Strength save. Used to be a check. Alright, so he indeed would resist. As you attempt to grab him with the watery arm, he knocks it off. So he is not grappled just yet. Anything else?
Yeah, I'll use my bonus action to attack him again. So just another punch.
Oh,
But
no,
that's
he
a 9.
blocks that, I guess, with his greatsword. Chink. Anything else?
That's all for this turn.
Alright. So, at the end of your turn, you think you hear some noise coming from this tent here. As well as this tent here.
Uh-oh.
So that is it for you, Vale.
Let's see. Vale will carefully examine her surroundings. She doesn't have good line of sight to the captain, does she?
He would have medium cover from the tent.
Medium cover. Well,
So
if I
plus
can
3
do
to
a
AC.
if I can do a saving throw, that doesn't matter. So I'll just do Toll the Dead.
Alright, you target him with necrotic energy. So, con save. Oh, no, he will make it. It is unaffected. Is her DC only 12? That seems very low.
I bet you it's higher, but she
Yeah.
doesn't.
Well, in any
I think
case, he
she
rolled
is not.
pretty high, so I don't think he's affected.
Yeah.
Anything else? So he's fighting off watery arms and necrotic energy. That's why he's a captain.
Yep. That's all for Vale.
Alright, the hobgoblin down here goes. Unhappy with being acid sprayed, he kind of wipes a bunch of it off. He is going to pull out his bow, moving down to... Actually, wait. You cancel that. Okay, escape. So yeah, he's going to move down towards the tower, 30 feet, and fire his bow up at the Ankheg. It would have light cover, because it has some people in the way. Well, that is going to miss, and it looks like he's starting to climb the tower. That's it for him. This other hobgoblin, who you ran up to, has his sword and shield. What's he going to do? Yeah, I guess he'll take the dodge action. And he's going to move this way, giving you an oppie as he goes.
No, that's fine.
Gonna let him go?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I used my reaction anyway.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, on
Well,
the emblem, right?
he's
So
also
that's-
gonna
that's-
use give you a reaction if you want to take it.
I'll save it.
Okay, so he moves up to assist the captain, ending his turn. Robert.
Okay. What about like the place, the location here? Are we considering this tower as it is like that actually base is here and you have to climb it, and so if
Yeah,
I'm here,
so it's,
like
it's a 15-foot tower, so it would be 30 feet of movement unless you have a climb speed.
okay.
It's basically peeking over the wooden wall.
I understand. What I would do, because those guys, yeah, we cannot get this. I will. Robert would use action surge
Okay.
to get an extra action. He would dash as an action surge action. Then he would also dash once again as his normal action.
So Robert just takes off at full speed towards the tower as they're running there.
No, it's not. But there is plenty of movement now. I calculated for me with 2 dashes, so it's 90 feet of movement. But what Robert would do? Let me calculate.
Well,
18.
just make sure you're
23.
running around all the obstacles.
Yes. 54.
Through Vale would be difficult terrain unless you go around her.
It's fine. It should be enough. So what Robert would do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, so that's one move.
So it's 5. Yes, that's one move, and I have 60 more. And I will do a jump, and I will run. I will jump right on top of this guy in the tower with my triple move jump speed.
Jump up into the tower?
Yes,
Can you jump
I will-
15 feet?
absolutely.
I mean, like, can you jump vertically up 15?
Yeah. Yes.
He has
Oh,
the
yeah.
ring of.
Oh, you have the ring.
I
Right,
have-
right. All right.
I have the ring.
So yes, with the ring, that is
So I
possible.
have totally enough to just jump there.
All right. So, what's your strength score?
18.
So 4, and the ring triples it, right?
Yep.
So you can jump 12
It's-
feet and then grab the
No,
side.
it's not. No. It's 2 plus. So I think it was 3 plus. It's not just for high jump. It is 3 plus strength modifier. So it's 21 for me.
Now, is that how high you can reach with the +3, or how high you can jump, like, from your
How
foot?
high I can jump.
Interesting.
Isn't it the modifier that's the plus?
It's 3 plus your strength modifier
Let me
if
just
you move
do
at least 10 feet before jump. For high jump. And for long jump, it's your strength. So it's more than enough in both directions for me.
Alright, let me just do a quick check on that. Because I remember it as just being your modifier.
I think it was.
Okay, you're right. 3 plus
landing
strength modifier. If you move at least 10 feet. So. And that triples to 21 feet.
21?
Oh, yeah. So you like Mario jump up there. Boop.
That is
Alright.
awesome.
So, yeah, you would indeed suddenly hurl yourself up into the air, just taking off like a rocket, landing up there on top of the sleeping
And-
guy.
And can I, as item interaction, pick up his horn?
Yeah, sure. So you take the horn off of him and
Yep.
I guess have it in one of your hands, right?
Uh,
So you
well,
have
yeah,
your-
I think I would rather have a sword then. But I'm just standing like I'm not gonna let anyone take the sword for now.
All right. Well, you could say your sword. I guess you would have had it out. So you dropped your sword and then picked up the horn. Is what you did, right?
Well, I would rather not drop my sword. I don't think sword would like
That's
if I
true.
dropped.
It is the curse thing. So yeah, I guess you're just standing over the horn currently, unless you
Yeah,
want to
maybe
sheath your
next
sword.
round. Next round, I will have time to do something with it. But for now, I'm just protecting it from this guy.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. So that is it for you.
That's the power of action surge and double dash.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Very good.
So the tent will next to you guys will move aside, and another one pops out. This one will have a bow out, so he's going to just like kick this guy aside, knock him over. 5, 10, and he is going to attack the Ankheg. A longbow shot. Which removes a little 15, 20,
Sneak attack.
30. Pew. Yep, that would strike. So he gets longbow damage and sneak. Oh, not good rolls though, luckily. So 10 points of damage to the Ankheg, which is now lightly wounded as well. Grinkle.
Okay. Big Wrinkle. How about the whole team? I'm gonna do a little bit. I'm just gonna run over to here. With my paintbrush in my hand, I just throw a little on Paladin. I go, hey, this will look good on you. I'll give you a bardic, Paladin,
Thank you.
buddy. It does cool stuff. You have to always read a shitload, but
You're feeling inspired.
feel pretty good. Then I'm gonna shoot this one in the back. Pop up my bug mat.
Alright, the captain. Yeah. Alright,
Yeah.
so you fire at him. Yeah, 19 would strike him. Just barely. Doing 5 piercing. Ugh. That
And I guess
will
I'll go one more.
put him to wounded and gain his ire towards you.
Yep.
Alright, so that is it for you. The hobgoblin up in the tower is asleep, so he just sleeps there. Another hobgoblin will step from a tent. You don't think you've seen one like this before.
Oh, damn it. I think we have. Wasn't he the one? I think we. If it's. Oh no, maybe we haven't.
Well, yeah,
We killed, I think we killed one who was like a caster, but I don't think this was like this one.
Well,
I
we've
think-
met Erdul, right?
Yeah, this isn't the one with our duel, but this does look like some kind of war mage. So he says something in Goblinoid to the guy next to him. And then we'll step here. This guy nods and begins to pull out his shield and sword, like he's about to defend him. He's going to step there and start chanting. You would see him point at the three of you as a huge ball of fire comes screeching in, exploding on you. So I need dex saves.
Oh, fuck.
Who all has to make it? Everybody?
Oh wow, that was a terrible roll. Oh, why is it?
Oh my god. That's the worst fireball I've ever seen.
That is seriously. What are the statistics on that? That's